take our 11:05 timed item, which is our IT department. It's item 3A, presentation from Astound Broadband regarding the progress of broadband expansion. Expansion. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Chair Gore, Board of Supervisors, Karen Daniel. Here today for an informational item, so nothing to vote on, which is always good. But I'm joined by Jared Sone from Astound, who will be providing the majority of the update, but I just wanted to give a little bit of background right off the gate. So as you all know, because you've been great support of this effort for the last 3 or 4 years, we have made great progress with Astound's help on this, and we've really been working to narrow the digital divide in our county. And it was evident during the pandemic that there are a lot of folks that did not have the service that they rely on, and just to work, to school, to do health-related items. So excited about this initiative and that IT gets a chance to lead it. I just wanted to share that there is a number of funding sources that were used for this. CARES was the instigator, I'll say, for us on our first project. We utilized the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, as we all know it. We had additional investment from the county, the public-private partnership, of course, with Astound, and then most recently on our fourth project was the federal funding account from the state of California and the award that we received. So just a quick map just to show the impact of the areas that we're talking about, where we've been bringing broadband. They are color-coded. The green projects are the ones that have been completed so far. So our initial project in Christian Valley and a really small portion of Penryn were done in Project 1. Project 2 was finishing off the Penryn community. And then Project 3, which was our very large 11,000 home project. So far, Sheridan has been completed. I don't want to steal his thunder because he's going to give you updates on all of the other projects within that. And then, again, most recently was the FFA award, which was Alta, Cape Horn-Magra, and the Applegate area in Orange. So those are the 4 projects that we're talking about. And again, I'll hand it over here to Jared Sone to take you through the details.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you and good morning. Thanks for having us today. So just a little bit about Astound and our equity program and partnership. But Astound, we power pretty much everything through fiber. We offer internet, Wi-Fi to homes and businesses, mobile phone service, TV service, traditional landline phone service on our owned and operated network. We have 24/7 customer support, transparent pricing, a team that listens. We pride ourselves on that, especially locally, and it's something we hear feedback from our customers a lot about our employees. Our award-winning service, for 11 years, we've received top ratings from PC Magazine and JD Power and others for our network performance, our support, customer satisfaction. Forbes has named Astound a top internet provider in 8 residential markets across the United States. And we've been recognized as a top workplace in USA Award. So we're happy about that. We also do a lot of sponsorships and support of local schools, festivals, nonprofits across all our footprint, but especially here in Placer County. For 40 years, we've been local here under different names, most recently as Wave Broadband, and then in 2021, we rebranded as part of a company-wide effort to consolidate our brand under the name Astound, and we've been that for now 4 years. We offer multi-gig speeds, award-winning customer service, fiber-powered next-gen technology, wall-to-wall Wi-Fi 7 coverage, advanced security tools for Wi-Fi, so customers can keep their networks and their information secure and safe. And so our services and the networks we build are designed for today and also to be future-proof and future-ready. As I think I mentioned, I'm the general manager and senior vice president of operations for Astound for the entire West Coast, based here in Placer County. I live and work in Roseville. We have, just in the Sacramento-Placer County area, 13,000 miles of cable and fiber network and over 300 employees in the area, with 2 customer-serving retail locations. The Fiber to the Home project milestones consist of essentially the grant application process, the design and engineering of the network, and then we submit permit applications to the permitting authorities, usually the power pole owners, if the network is going above ground. That process can take several months to do each one of those things, and then once we have permits, we begin construction. We do final network testing once construction is completed to ensure that the signal is getting to the end of the line and that it'll work when we send out an installer. And then we inform residents ahead of time, or we try to. We were usually pretty good at this with emails, door hangers. We send direct mail, letting them know that we're building, that it's coming soon. And then we will have on-the-ground sales people in the neighborhoods and do your typical local media and marketing tactics above and beyond to raise, I guess, increase awareness of our presence and our services. So as mentioned, a couple of the projects are complete. The project number 1 in Penryn, North Auburn, we built to approximately 1,400 homes at a cost of $2.2 million. We currently have 685 subscribers, roughly 50%. And this was one where the county's committed $500,000 in funding, and Astound Broadband contributed the remainder. Project number 2, approximately 638 homes and businesses at a cost of $2.1 million. We currently have 213 subscribers, 39% penetration. Of the 2.1 million, the county committed 1.1 approximately, and Astound did the rest. Project 3 in Sheridan was a smaller project, 423 homes and businesses, 15 miles of fiber. We currently only have 40 broadband subscribers, just under 10% penetration, so it's a little bit, the adoption rate's been a little bit lower. Cost was $1.1 million, about half of that from the county. Looking at some of the other ones underway, this was Christian Valley project that was completed with about 1,500 homes. That was $3.2 million project. Again, about 50% subscriber rate in this area, which we consider that to be very good adoption. Placer County, again, with half a million dollars of contribution. This was completed in September of 2023, and Astound contributed the remaining funds for this project. Penryn, this is a zoomed-in look at project number 2. Again, 545 homes, 28 miles of network, 213 subscribers, or 39%, cost of $2.2 million. About half of that contributed by the county. It's been completed for a little over a year. Project 3 in Sheridan, a smaller one, 423 homes. This is one with less than 10% penetration. 15 miles, again, of constructed network, 40 subscribers. The county committed about half of the $1.1 million. And that's been completed for about a year. In Loomis, this is within project number 3, we're building to approximately 2,000 homes and businesses. This will be 63 miles of fiber. We currently have 477 broadband subscribers, 32% adoption rate, at a cost of almost $7 million, with the county committing $2 million towards that project and Astound Broadband doing the remainder. We are roughly 95% complete here. As you can see, we already have 32% penetration of subscribers, so it doesn't all complete at once. When we're building to 2,000 homes, we don't turn on 2,000 homes at once, usually a couple hundred homes at a time. And so it grows as it goes, essentially. In Newcastle, we are building to 3,300 homes and businesses. It's 170 miles of fiber, a much bigger project, $11 million. Placer County has committed 4.7 roughly to this project. Astound is contributing the remainder. This is currently under construction, and we expect to be completed by the end of the year. We have aerial construction permits pending approval. We started construction a few months ago, so back in the second quarter, and we started serving the first wave of customers in July. So we're just getting started in terms of doing installations and taking customers in this project. For North Auburn, this is 1,700 homes, 104 miles, another big project, $7 million of cost. The county has committed $3 million of that, Astound the remainder. Similar project timeline, we expect to be done by the end of the year, and we're 85% approved on permits. We just started construction recently, so we don't have any subscribers yet, but we're moving on construction. Moving to the South Auburn part of the expansion, this is a smaller project, 289 homes, 24 miles. It's $2.7 million. The county has committed $1.9 million of that, and Astound contributing the remainder. This is, again, another one that's under construction currently. The construction permits are 98% are approved, so we will start construction here in a couple of months and expect to be completed by June of next year. Meadow Vista, this is 2,300 homes, 73 miles of fiber construction, a cost of, again, of $7 million. Placer County's committed 3.5 roughly, and Astound the remaining half. It's under construction. This is another one that we think will be done by June of next year, in the second quarter of 2026, and permits are in process and pending approval. Folsom Lake Estates, a small underserved area in Granite Bay area, or Folsom, I guess. 284 homes and businesses, 5 miles of fiber to be constructed, $1.8 million. This is one we've been working on with residents for several years to try to find a solution. The county's committed $1.5 million of the funding here, and Astound has done the remainder. This is under construction. We expect it to be completed by the end of this year. Right now, we're currently trenching and laying conduit, and most of that is completed in the first couple phases. So 25% total project completion, and we should have fiber service ready for residents by the end of the year. So the Foothills, the FFA expansion project. This one, project number 4, 3825 homes and businesses, 210 miles of fiber. As mentioned, Applegate, Cape Horn, Magra, Alta, cost of $24 million. It's an expensive project, which is why this happens this way. It's too expensive for private enterprises to do on their own. So the partnership with the county and other grant fund sources is critical. FFA grant funds are paying for this. We are currently doing the engineering and walkout phase of design and not yet into permitting or construction, but based on the timeline that we expect, given where we're at, this will be a fourth quarter of 2026 completion. So appreciate your time. We feel very grateful to the county for their support and for choosing Astound to partner with to reach and deliver broadband to these locations. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your presentation. Really appreciate that. Questions? I see a couple, and I have a couple. So Supervisor Landon, and then.
Okay, thanks. Well, first I just wanted to say we've had a few residents throughout the process that have had questions or concerns that have come up, and you guys have been super responsive, and I really appreciate the helpfulness and the quick answers to questions of folks. I kind of have a random question. How did the determination of the cost share get decided on, how much the county would contribute versus how much Astound would contribute on any particular project? Was it related to the likelihood of people signing up, or was it really, how was that determined?
Well, I think, as I recall, and maybe Dieter can confirm, but we looked at the cost of each project, and we looked at the cost of what Astound would typically pay for to do it on our own, and we committed to do that much, and in some cases maybe even slightly more, and then went to the grant sources to get the difference.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Supervisor Gustafson.
Thank you. I really appreciate the great progress we're making and the partnership, and same thing whenever we've had questions, we've been able to get responses. But there's some big gaps still with people that are underserved in our communities further up the hill, all the way over to the state line. And so it's maybe more of a question to Dieter as to what is coming to help serve those areas, because when you look at the map, we're kind of stopping below the summit with any other work.
Yeah, no, great question. Tahoe is a challenge. I'll just speak to that as
And
far
I'm
as
also talking about immigrant gap up the hill.
up the hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, we were hoping that we'd actually see additional grant funding coming through BEAD, and that program. When we really unpacked it, unfortunately, Cindy, was not, just based on our demographics, was not a good fit for us. There are not many projects in Placer County that would qualify for BEAD funding. Plus, with the current administration, I don't know what the status of that program will really look like as we go forward. And I think really the partnership that we have with Astound, my belief and discussions that we had even about Forest Hill is an example of an area that we were looking to build into. We actually put a grant out with the state as well that did not get awarded. But I believe there's a commitment from Astound as they go forward to continually build out and look for those opportunities to build on their dollar. There's obviously some seed funds that come with this, right, to build out this network, which otherwise would not have been built at all, to bring fiber to the homes. And my hope is that we will see that partnership continue with funding from Astound in the future. We will obviously look for additional grants, but those at this point don't look like there's that much available to us. And I know that there was a significant investment from our board already into these projects, so which again we appreciate. But I think without coming back to this board and asking for additional funds, we have to look for them, and we have to rely on our partnerships to be able to build out as well.
Yeah, I understand, and I've just got to continue to advocate for Forest Hill, my communities further up the hill and into Tahoe. We have a lot of visitors, we have a lot of emergencies. It's essential.
It is.
For our response times, and so as we look forward to at least planning and trying to make sure that we're ready when and if there are additional programs. The other question on the Foothills FFA broadband expansion project for the 24 million, what is Astound's share of that 24 million?
So their share was, I think, 1.6 million, which was really the network terminating equipment and the fiber drop to the house.
Okay.
So that was not shown there, but the grant from the state was 95% of the cost was covered by that grant.
Yes, so that's a great, program that those people are getting.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so I just want to make sure we're looking at equity as we move in the future to our other residents who aren't getting the benefit of that.
Yeah,
So.
and it's a great point, and again, I think as you see the map, as we build up the 80 corridor, right, I think, hey, what's next,
Yep.
right? Because you do have Serene Lakes, there are a couple of communities that have some challenges there, and the hope that we will see that network continue to build up the hill. Again, I think as these projects, complete, and we've got a number of years before that, a year and a half before they should complete, the hope is that we continue to find opportunities, be it through grants,
Yeah.
be it through their own funding, and we'll figure that one out. We'll keep
And
pushing.
along those lines, to plan and to be ready when grant funding might be available or other things, do we need to do some more survey work on those?
Great.
On those communities, because as we've discussed, it's hard when you have a digital online survey and people don't have broadband to respond to it. So I'm just wanting to make sure that we're doing everything to serve all of our residents equitably.
Absolutely, and on the survey side, the survey is always open. I'll just say that. It is
Yeah.
there on our site, but we haven't actively marketed it.
Yeah.
But we do plan on doing that this next year, because for us, we also like to show the impact, right, of the
Yeah.
funds that have been contributed, again, a number of different funding sources, as we discussed, but what was the impact, and what have we improved? And that's the exciting part. We get to see the incremental improvement there. And so we'll be doing that, most likely next year will be
Okay.
when we do that.
Well, I'm going to be an advocate for really getting that survey work done and being ready to go, because we never know when there'll be an opportunity to
Yeah,
see more grant funding in the future, and you want to be ready.
I'm with you, and I will say, we'll work with Astound and other providers, quite frankly. This isn't just a one-provider show at the end of the day. There are other providers that are out there, and there are CASA funds that the state has. So the PUC does have additional programs. And so I think identifying those areas and pushing the providers, again, I will say, I don't care which provider, sorry, but we just want to see service be built out to those homes that is reliable, that we have a good service provider behind it as well, and that's critical to us, so we'll continue to do that.
I know a lot of them are going to Starlink because they have no other choice, and they're frustrated.
Yep.
And they hear about all this, and they're going, well, we're having to do separate things, so.
Yep.
Thank you. Supervisor DiMattei?
Thank you guys for the presentation. The only concern that has been brought to my attention is some of my neighbors in Penryn in my district, that they hooked it up, they were on wireless before, the first few months were pretty inexpensive, and all of a sudden the increase in rate changes bumped up. I know you have a lot of costs that you need to recover throughout that, but then all of a sudden their rates went higher than what they had before. Service, yeah, probably a little bit quicker and faster, but not enough for a lot of people who can't afford to go up an extra $10-20 a month. So what are you looking forward? I mean, I know once you recover all your cost, where is that balance to be able to be in the same marketplace of what you're trying to take, or add or take away from what's happening in the community already?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's actually an issue we are constantly struggling to solve, I would say. The competitive landscape out there is changing and changing rapidly. So our main objective as a company and as a business is to try to keep our rates competitive. And so usually there's always a discounted sort of starting rate, and then there's after a period of time, whether it's 6 months, a year, 2 years, depending on the current promotion or whatever, then the rate adjusts to more of the go-forward rate, which is where we're trying to find the competitive balance so that residents have, even if we're the only wired provider, there are wireless options. And so we're trying to make sure that we're competitively priced in every respect. And so we also have a program for low-income homes called Internet First that delivers a 100 meg broadband level service for $20 a month for homes that qualify. So there are programs in existence to help those who are financially strained. But just speaking generally about the pricing, we try to be very transparent at the outset that this is a promotional price for a set period of time, and then after a period of time the price will adjust. And sometimes when you do that, especially if you do that promotional period, for the longer you do it, the less people remember what they were told at the beginning. And so so we also are trying to be a little more proactive about advanced notification of a rate adjustment coming, so that they're not too surprised, but it does happen. Yeah.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I know my folks in Folsom Lake Estates had worked with you years earlier in an attempt to get broadband in their neighborhood, and it was pretty expensive. They couldn't quite get the community to get with it. So the grant money was extremely fortunate for us, and they were very active in the survey, so that they did a lot of screaming and yelling, if you will. And so I also want to say to all my homeowners that are all along Folsom Lake out there as well, who had nothing, couldn't even use a computer, and so they really appreciate it. They've come and they're all very excited about it, and so I want to thank you for everything you're doing.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it, and thank you
We're very
for
happy
how we,
for them.
and thank you to our IT on how we've spent the grant money, too.
Thank you for the support, and again, we'll be back with additional updates, and if there's ever a question, I think everyone here knows if there's an issue with a constituent or question on something, I'm glad to field that and work with Astound, and again, the partnership's been good, the response has been good, and those are the things that we look for when we're partnering with someone, so thank you very much.
I do have one question, and that is, does Astound have programs for low-income residents or residents in need? Because what I did notice with Sheridan, it's like 10% penetration rate, right? And that is typically a underserved community. Do you have any of those types of programs that
Yeah.
could keep the rates down, especially for those who don't have high incomes?
Yes, so we have the Internet First program is what it's called, and there's information on the website. We probably don't do the greatest job of promoting it as much as we should, but our salespeople are all trained on how to talk people through it and walk them through the process. There is an application process, but if they qualify for really almost any government assistance, they will qualify for the low-income program with Astound, and that would keep the bill at $20 a month and provide an adequate. It's not a full, robust fiber level of service, but it's enough to do, work from home, school from home, basic entertainment,
Okay.
et cetera.
Thank you. That's really helpful. I appreciate that information. I want to go ahead and open this up to the public in case there's any questions from the public on this item. And seeing none, well, thank you. It's just a presentation. Really appreciate the hard work our IT team has been doing for the past 5+ years trying to make good use of all these grant programs that are out there, funds that we've set aside from the general fund, and appreciate the partnership with you. So thank you for your time this morning.
Keep it going.
Thank you.
Thank you.